to Spill the Azuki. Today we're with Surgeon,
Cat,
Michiko,
Anya,
that's it.
and today we're going to talk about uni stuff as seniors going into university. Applications, the whole process, choosing what you want to study, stuff like that.
and all of our thoughts.
Yes,
Our thoughts.
Why is it 2 episodes in a row the intro becomes like ASMR?
You got to give the people what they
Sorry,
need.
guys.
No one asked for this. No one asked for this.
We're gonna start talking.
Stop it.
I'm so sorry. Hello. Hi.
Please edit this out.
Where should we start? What should we start with?
Should we start with major or location? Oof.
Okay, well, if anyone knows about my very, very infamous existential crisis, I don't know anything. So I really don't mind. I'm free with anything. You guys choose.
She's been on and off the fence about going into medical, like the medical field for like a long time now.
A long time, pretty long. Yeah.
Why don't you talk more about it?
Yeah. Right now, my phase is not med school. That's my phase right now, currently.
Okay.
But also, like, I did recently end up, like, thinking I should probably stay in Japan because I keep having an existential crisis about it. It's like, you know, staying here is probably, like, the most stable. You know, I'm not doing anything that's, like, too spontaneous or, like, too overboard that, like, you know, I might be, like, you know, risking certain things.
Yeah.
If I stayed here, I would have my parents, so I would have some sort of support, too. I also speak Japanese. You know, debatable whether to say it's good or not, but, you know, I speak it. It's like, maybe I should just stay here regardless of what I do. Which, you know, I was thinking of, like, Japanese med schools. And I was thinking, why did I even take the IB?
I mean, you've been in this school literally your whole life, so
and it's
not
like
you really had a choice.
Yeah, I didn't really have a choice either, but it's like, if I was to go to a med school in Japan, I can't apply to Japanese med schools with the current subjects I'm taking. I mean, levels. Yeah.
What subject are you not taking that you need?
So a lot of the Japanese schools want you to take math HL for some reason.
Oh God.
But you can not take math HL, but they ask for Japanese A. And I take Japanese B. And so, like, the schools that allow Japanese B HL want math HL, and schools that allow math SL want Japanese A. And I'm like, okay, so that means I can't get into any of them using
the inconsistency.
Yeah. So, which means I would have to take this thing called the Sentashken. I think it changed the name right now, but it's like the university admission test for any Japanese. And it's like, so regardless, I'm just like going through I'm going through the application process of any Japanese student who like would have been in like any public or private Japanese schools. It's like, why did I take the IB? It's fine. Whatever. At least I have experience with rigorous work.
Yeah, that's fair. That's the thing though, like, because IB is so intense from, you know, DP, like, I don't want to sound like I'm underestimating university, but I feel like at least the first year of uni, if you finish DP, IB, you'll be fine. Like, you'll be pretty set to go.
Yeah, especially for
because you're so used to the rigorous work and stuff.
yeah.
So I feel like it'll be easier to manage.
Which is a yay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, but because I've been like in my off phase of med school,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like looking into like just really good Japanese schools that I can get into with using the IB, you know?
Mhm.
And that's not like not bad. It's like, I think regardless of what I do, maybe I should build a foundation. And if I was to build a foundation, it should be like from a really strong school. So, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I want to, like, you know, because I feel like if I'm this confused, I shouldn't just like stay confused and like do nothing. I feel like I should like build a really strong foundation that I can like write up my resume or something and just have really good experiences with what is my question, but it's like in general, just a really good, you know, stuff that I can write up so that I wouldn't regret it later in a way.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking into Japanese schools now, and it's really not that different from American schools, I'd say. I need to cough. Okay.
What part of it is like similar to
Like-
American schools?
Wait, it's like in the middle of American schools and UK schools.
Mm.
They look at grades a lot, but you also need to like. Wait, actually, no, I'm not. I'm kind of confused. They look at grades a lot, but it's not only the grades, which is like American schools. Yeah, which is like American schools, but they look at grades more than American schools.
I mean, American schools, don't they like really? They really value extracurriculars.
Exactly. So it's like Japanese schools are like in the middle. Like they value grades, but they also value extracurriculars.
I see.
And they ask for recommendations, of course, and they ask for you to write a prompt. It's pretty like, you know,
aren't
any
the
other
prompts
university
in Japanese university, aren't they more like why you want to go to that university?
No, actually, I'm looking at Tokyo University's prompt, and it's really interesting, actually. It's about like whether you find yourself educated or something.
Oh.
Wait, guys, I found it.
Destroyed. So, yeah.
I'm gonna read it out loud, okay?
Wait, what did you find?
Oh, the prompt. Oh my god, my voice is like gone.
It's okay. It's 11.
Okay. A famous novelist said, education is the ability to differentiate what you do know and what you don't know. According to this definition, do you consider yourself educated? So yeah,
I feel like
it's
I'm
not
supposed
even.
to answer that. Like on the spot right now. Yeah, that's an interesting prompt.
It really is, right?
Am I?
Ability to know what you don't know? No.
Yeah, like being able to differentiate what you do know and what you don't know.
Is that education? Is that being educated? I mean, I guess, yeah. But, I don't know. I think there's also a sense of self-awareness in that.
Yeah.
You don't have to...
Yeah.
I mean, you can... To be honest, it blows my mind that there's no definition of smart, to be honest. Like, when you think about it. Like, what makes someone smart? Is having a good memory and memorizing all of like these facts make you smart? Like, not really, to me at least.
Yeah.
And it's just so off topic. This is so off topic. But, yeah.
No, we're talking about my prompt. It's not that.
I mean, true. Okay. Fine.
No, that's really true, though. It's like, what really is
What
education,
makes
anyways, too?
I hate when there's discrepancies in education within the same course. Like, that makes no sense. That should not happen.
I just recently realized that I feel like the current education system is definitely not for me. Like, I learn in a completely different way from how school teaches me. I mean, it's not their fault, and like, it totally makes sense because this education system, this like modern education system, was built by like maybe like a couple people, just maybe 2 centuries ago or something like that.
Yeah.
So like, why would like it doesn't? Obviously, there would be some like loopholes and flaws and stuff like that, and even like the IB is like it's a totally new thing. So like,
yeah. And I'm sure everyone knows about the origin of the homework, which is originally punishment or something.
Yeah, your home country.
I know Italian.
Your
Why are you
relative,
breathing so
probably.
You know, considering the fact that I'm both North and South Italian, that is quite possible, actually. Unless I don't think I'm from Rome, so.
Really?
No, I don't know. This is no one cares. No one cares.
I mean, speaking of Italian, speaking of Europe.
Yeah. Personally, okay, so I want to go to uni in Europe, right?
Why?
Because, okay, I didn't expect you to ask me why.
I mean, you have to explain why you want to know. Like, what about Europe is appealing?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm European, so it's cheaper for me. But I mean, it's also cheaper for anybody compared to like the US and stuff. So, highly recommend. And that's why for a long time I just didn't get why people overlooked Europe just because of a language barrier. Because I feel like if they have an English program, there's obviously an English speaking community, and it's good to challenge yourself. You know, I want to challenge myself with a new environment because I want to. Because I've lived in Japan my whole life, right? Sorry, sister. Because I've lived in Japan my whole life, gone to the same school my whole life. I want that new experience, new atmosphere. And so that's the second reason. So cost. No, wait. I'm a European, cost, and I want a new experience. So that's my 3 reasons.
Nice.
Yeah. I also heard that like most Asian parents think that European universities are kind of like
bad.
No, not bad. Like unknown and like.
Oh, for sure. I think they are unknown because I don't know. Like, I barely know.
Yeah, because like most of them are like they feel like tuition fee equals like the university's
education level and stuff.
So if they hear that German schools are like they're like free, right? They are. Yeah, some of the public German universities are free, but then if you tell that to your parents, Asian parents, they'll be like, do you know the reason why they're free and blah blah blah.
I mean, the only university that I know right now in Europe is like the German.
Just the same thing.
that one university that's like a techie university. Anyway, I don't know. But yeah, they are quite unknown. So like if you're looking to go to a university with a high ranking, then maybe not go to Europe. I mean, it's like Europe as in excluding UK because UK has like Oxford, Cambridge.
Oh, and I don't like how when you go to university fairs or like currently with the online university fairs and stuff, if you go under Europe, it's all UK. It's hardly ever.
It is
inland
really?
Europe? I don't know, but mainland Europe, and it's so annoying because I have no interest in going to the UK.
Same,
because it's
quite limited.
It's cheaper in mainland Europe.
True.
Yeah. You know what? I thought of going to the UK too.
Wait, we just said we're not thinking of going to the UK.
I know, but I meant like before I was. But then I honestly, my existential crisis peaked again, and I realized that I cannot choose a major. And the UK like requires you to like choose like like right there on the spot. So it's like I'm like okay, no thanks, maybe.
Yeah, that's why I really think liberal arts or like you said the what's it called? Double diploma? That's not what it is. Double major. Yeah. I feel like you should definitely go to those kind of universities if you are planning on going to university.
Don't overlook liberal arts.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So I was planning on studying art like a year ago. That was my plan this whole time. I was like, oh, I'm just going to go to an art university and I'll figure it out from there. But like, I think the hardest thing for me was that like an artist's path is so unclear. Like, there's no clear, you know, what you go to an art school and then what, you know, it's like I can't figure that path out, and that bothers me so much that I don't know what's ahead of me and I don't know what to do. So, well, anyways, even if I did know, my biology teacher, who's new, is amazing. He's fantastic, and the way he teaches just is so clear. And for once in my life, I actually understood what I was doing, and it was so interesting. And so yeah, he completely changed my interests. So now I love biology, and now I want to study biology.
Yay.
So, and I think personally, I don't believe in studying art. I mean, I think it's for some things, obviously you should study art, like film. I think that's important as well. But like,
yeah, like editing and stuff.
Yeah, of course. But just as like to somehow, because I think for me the essence of art is not really skill, it's more creativity. And you can't really you can nurture creativity in university, but it's not worth spending like $50,000 a year, for example. True. So like I'd rather study something that's more useful, like biology, which is more, you know, you get more out of studying biology than you would get out of art, I think. So yeah, you can change your majors or your interests, so you don't have to like, I think, that was kind of a problem for me, because I chose my DP subjects thinking that I was going to take art. And then now I'm having trouble applying to some places because I took math studies because I was like, oh, this is easy. I don't need math because I'm studying art. And then I changed, and then now I'm stuck with math studies, and I can't apply to a lot of places that, this puts me at a disadvantage. Also, not because I have math studies as on my report, but also because I didn't learn the math, and that's something that I think I'll need later on. So I have to like do a lot of catching up to do. And also,
wait, what do you mean you didn't learn the math?
I mean, math studies is like 8th grade math, like 9th grade math. So if I go to a university and like they're probably going to teach me some math, or like especially if I go to a U.S. university where the first year is kind of just like liberal arts-ish type thing. Yeah. Then I'm going to have to study math, and I'm not going to know how to do the math at all because obviously I like have this huge gap. So, yeah, if you're unsure about what you want to do, then maybe not take DP, because then you'd have to choose, and it's hard to switch. Some people have switched, but
I have to disagree with that in the sense that not in the sense that I have to disagree with the don't take DP part, because
I mean, if you have the option,
I feel like it's because like Europe and stuff. So the schools I've looked at, excluding UK, of course, because UK is you need to have specific courses, you need to have specific grades in those courses, so it's very like
I was
strict.
Talking about UK, like literally UK.
Because I think like at least the universities I've looked at, I haven't seen anything that said you need to take these courses. No, it might have said no math studies once or twice, but for the most part. But also probably depends on what course you want to take.
Yeah, of course.
But I wanted to say something about the whole art thing. Like I agree, I'm not an artist, but I take art. But I do agree in a sense that with the art universities, it's hard to know. It's hard to make a career out of being in art in this time and age,
Yeah,
true. And it's definitely much easier to have a clear path or have more options, I guess, when you don't study art in uni. But I think that's also really sad how that's like that in society, and how art is so unvalued for this economy, and that's just
like that shouldn't
makes
stop
me so sad.
people from doing art, though.
Yeah,
like
if you're passionate about it, please do it.
Yeah.
Especially
literally this morning, I opened Instagram, and the first post I saw was like this tweet, like a screenshot of a tweet that said like, if your parents told you that art, that like going into like an artistic path won't get you any money, that's like the biggest lie of your entire life or something. And it's like, okay, I have no idea how much money, like, artists make, but it's really true that it's like they're so underappreciated. And like, when you think about it, there's this movie called Dead Poets Society, and there's this scene where like there's a scene where Robert Williams, wait, his name is Robert Williams, right?
Isn't it? Robin
Williams. Wait, Robert?
Robin Williams.
Okay.
I think it's
okay.
Robin.
So the thing is, he is my favorite actor. Yeah, I forgot his name, so we're gonna forget
Are
about
you sure?
that. I know.
Wait, what other things has he been in?
Like
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's in that like alien one. He's like
Mm-hmm.
He's
Nanu.
in
Nanu.
Doctor.
Wait, are you talking about Robert Patterson?
No, Robin Williams.
Okay, Robin. Okay, so
Are you sure he's your favorite actor, Michiko?
You didn't respond to the
Favorite
Nanu
actor.
or Mrs. Doubtfire.
I was trying to figure out this one movie that he was in.
Okay.
Doctor. Red Nose? Wait, I'm sorry. We're gonna forget about this.
Okay,
Anyway,
sorry. Never mind.
yeah, he was in this movie called Dead Poets Society, and he had this small monologue, and he says, to paraphrase, he says something along the lines of, we need, science to live. We need medicine and those things to, literally live.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
the reason we live is for art, Like there's music and there's art that really like helps us into, wanting to continue to live. And I value that so much. Like for especially
Very
as
true.
someone who is very science oriented rather science oriented. Like, I take chemistry, I take biology, HL, and I used to take math HL. I was I looked very sciencey. But it's like despite that, I like really like art. I enjoy art. I love watching movies. I love listening to music. And like the fact that these people are like undervalued in society is so sad. It's like they literally give us
Entertainment.
yeah, like
Yeah.
and like and
Will
this
to live.
this is like a little bit off topic, but there was a TED Talk at our school, right? And honestly, the saddest thing was that the audience, the teachers, like the teachers who came as audiences were only English and INS teachers, and not a single math or science teachers came. And I was like, you just know it, it's so sad. Anyway.
The thing is, like, when you think about it, when you ask people, especially nowadays, like, what gives you joy, for most people, their answer is, like, YouTube or, like, movies, watching movies. And you think about it, like...
And music and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, like music. So, like, when you think about it, not the only thing, but the main thing that gives people joy nowadays is art. So...
Yeah.
I do think the hardest form of art, though, is visual, like painting visual arts. I think that's probably the hardest to make money out of.
Yeah.
To go to like marketing or something, but even then.
But also, when you think about it as well, there's art all around us. Like even on packaging, poster designs, web designs. That's all art. Like they ask a designer to design their website, to design their packaging. So even though a lot of people don't realize it, I think, like, especially people who want like study art, don't think that there's no career paths. Even though there might not be any like immediately available ones that you think of off the top of your head, there's art all around you. And also we did a presentation and we found out that fashion designers make more than marine biologists or something. Marine biologists don't make a lot of money.
I'm sure that's relative. Like that depends, though. Like if you're not
average,
if you're not that successful, not that famous,
it all depends.
then I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh.
Or yeah.
There's this one thing that I always keep in mind. My mom told me that whatever I do in the future, just be a professional at it.
Yeah.
And it's like that is what I like genuinely live for. Like if you are even if you're like a professional poo explorer, if you're a professional, people will come to you.
Yeah, true.
I mean, when you think about it.
No, you're right. It's just the choice of example. Wait, did you say choice of example as a poo explorer? Thank you, Michiko.
Like poop, like unchi, like poop,
boop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no one will come to you. No offense. Don't try and do that. That's
okay. Well,
not a legitimate career.
There are other stuff that
I mean, your poop does tell you a lot about your health.
I mean,
exactly. So people will come to you.
Yeah.
True.
Investigate. I mean, not investigate, actually.
Yeah, like if you have a website and with information, for sure.
Yeah. So the thing is, if
Poo
you are a
encyclopedia.
professional, but going back to DP subject choices though, for someone who is was interested in medicine, DP subject choices really are like important. Yes. So I think if you're like on the fence about it, you really have to narrow down location more than anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because depending on where you go, your entire career will change. Because in Japan, you can go straight into med school from high school, but but you can't do that in the US or Canada. I think you have to go undergraduate and then you go into med school.
Yeah.
And then there's UK where so in Japan med school is about 6 years, and there's the UK where you can go straight into med school from high school and it's only 5 years. So like by the time you're 23 you can be a doctor, which is pretty impressive, by the way. So
that is very impressive.
Yeah. But if you need if you want to go to like an American med school or a Canadian med school, your undergraduate has to be in Canada or America. So it's like there's like a lot of logistics behind it. So the location really like squeezes you into choosing an option or whatever.
I think also because medical is one of them subjects that depending on is one of the I'm gonna say it again, one of them subjects that depending on where you study, it's kind of it pretty much determines where you're gonna live, right?
In a way.
So
I think people want to change that right now though. Like I feel like people want to
that's like so what is it, like so much pressure, because restricting, because I have no idea where I want to live. I know where I want to study, but I don't know where I want to live. So I'm planning on deciding that after.
I mean, it should be like a language-based thing.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
but
and like that's why I always thought learning and getting a medical degree in Japan was such a disadvantage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't really want to go to like med school here. But at this point, I might, I keep having. Okay, my story is like different, so I can't really explain it. But it's like the language barrier really exists. But apparently, though, if you do get an MD like outside of Japan, like in English, for example, it's not too difficult to get like a license back here in Japan or something. Like if you know a fair amount of Japanese, like a friend who's like a doctor knows someone who like did that, and that person apparently isn't really the best in Japanese, but she still like, again, a lot of the things like in Japan, even like all the medical stuff are like, at this point, it's all katakana.
True.
Yeah. How do you explain katakana?
It's like a second alphabet. No, it's a second type of character in Japanese. It's
it's like used in.
There's 3 characters in Japanese. Yeah. It's one of the 2, and one of the 3. There's it's kanji. Basically it indicates that it's a foreign language. Yeah. Foreign word.
Most of the time, not all the time though. I'm sorry, really? The Japanese language is so confusing.
Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous.
Like there's like if you're like, you know,
Mhm.
if you want to if you want to like write I guess, write onomatopoeia,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's in katakana.
Well, not really, not necessarily. There's onomatopoeia in hiragana.
Anyway, it's confusing. The Japanese language is pretty complex.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, but I'm at the university though.
Oh, so I was pretty set on going to the U.S. until recently. I was like, the U.S. is where I'm going to go, despite it being like 60 or 70 grand a year, because that's ridiculous. But
Very.
I think the reason that I wanted to go to the U.S. so bad was because I've always wanted that experience that in school, you know what I mean? Because, you know, going to a school with like 40 people in your grade and like it's just a very small school. And I always wanted to, it just seems so fun. Like all those football games, you know what I mean, at school. Like that just seems,
school events.
Like,
yeah, that's fair. That's very valid.
It just seems so like free and kind of like, I don't know. Especially as I kind of feel American, like very, especially in Japan. I feel quite American, and so being in this school, I feel like I belong in America. But, you know, I'm not there. But then again, so now I'm considering the U.S. much less because it's so expensive and the whole political thing is quite crazy. And also, this is something I wanted to talk about. Ruth. Oh my god, I forgot her name. Ruth Bader Ginsburg died yesterday, and that is going to be very, very, very bad news for the U.S.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking forward to what's going to happen next. I'm quite terrified, and I don't really want to be in that kind of place. So
I mean, I was interested in going to the US too, but I was so set on it. Like if anyone, like all the people around me knew that I was like straight on like planning to go to the US. But honestly, the politics there, horrible. And like their like actions towards immigrants are just, I will die over there.
Oh yeah.
That's all. Like that's all I have to say. I will die. I am short. People will attack me, and I am going to die. Like I am. So I really, it's too scary. It's way too scary.
I think a lot of people think that the U.S. is like not the only option, but like one of the major options. Yeah. And that's what I thought too. But I think
most know.
Yeah, I think it also like goes back to what Sushi was saying with the ranking and the cost thing, and people just associating the U.S. with high education.
I mean, it does have good education. But like,
and it is supposed to be
other
like
places
the land of
good.
new.
Like Asia is getting a lot better. Not better, but like
I think people overlook a lot of other countries outside of the UK and the US.
Yeah,
and people should know that what the US is really like. Not like they're so prominent in education and like bringing up scholars and stuff through their graduate degree, I think. So I think for us who's going, you know, into undergraduate, we shouldn't like fret too much on having to like go to like a super, super, super good like Ivy League or whatever. I think, you know, if we really wanted to go to some Ivy League school, or if we wanted to go to some like top class rankings, top 25 all over the world, those kind of places, I think what we should look at is like their graduate programs. Like it's really not only the undergraduate, because, you know, when you think about it, there's a lot of people who go through undergraduate degrees.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's kind of expected for most people to have an undergraduate degree
in
nowadays.
Like, our society, I guess. You know, there's of course people who don't get to go there, which is again like another sad story. But it's like,
I mean, if you don't need it, you also don't need it.
yeah,
but-
among the people who are lucky and privileged enough to go to university and stuff, it's like, you know, it's really not undergraduate. That's like
But also-
all the pressure.
True.
Yeah, I wanna say like, you don't need to go to university because you really don't. There are ways to go about life and be happy without a university degree, and there's a lot of careers you can do without university degrees. And it's sad how a lot of, I feel like maybe that might be changing. Maybe I'm not sure, but maybe there are more careers that require university. I kind of hope not, though. But
yeah, but I know someone that dropped out of university but is doing fantastic.
yeah, I mean,
so you
Yeah,
don't
I know-
need it.
I know adults who've dropped out of university. I know somebody who didn't even go to university and lives on their own and is still very young, early 20s. So it's
And also makes money, you know, and properly like stable.
well. I
So
mean,
it's
if you live on your own, assuming your parents don't pay for it, then you are making money. So.
yeah, exactly. I mean, like, you know.
And like, I think because for the person that I know, in his case, he was really unhappy at the university. So like, you don't have to, you know, keep doing something because if you're unhappy, especially just because you think that you won't get anywhere without it, you will. You'll find a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't feel that much pressure. And
I
also,
hope, see, we say all this stuff, and I hope that we also remember this when we start university, and because we're still high school students.
I know.
We're acting like we already started university. Like,
I mean, I'm just stating other people's experiences.
I mean,
so.
and I mean, the thing is, I'm very excited to go to university. I'm also scared because new experience, new everything, right? But that's also what I want.
Yeah.
But so it's like I'm like super excited, but also super scared and super sad. I don't want to leave.
It's a
my
totally new
home.
experience for many of us. I mean, all of us, really.
So such mixed emotions.
I think
so
this
like
context-
I think that's why I keep talking about university, like even with my mom and stuff, and I hate to kind of stop because I'm not even done with high school, and I should just focus on high school instead of being like, oh my god.
I definitely get it, though. I definitely get it.
You're totally used to high school, right? Not used to it, but like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing new about what we're doing right now, so it's totally fine to talk about something that's upcoming in the near future, especially.
Yeah, because when you think about it,
Exciting.
time is gonna fly quick.
I know.
What?
Quick.
We only have like months left until we graduate.
How many months?
Like
About
9 months?
6.
No, less than
October,
9
November,
months.
December, January, February, March, April, exam May, and then
8.
so we
about
have
8 months.
7 months of school, 8 months until graduation.
Yeah.
So we probably actually don't have as much time as we think we do.
I could cry. I could literally cry.
Yeah. It's very scary.
Yeah.
But I think we'll all be fine. We'll be fine.
For sure.
We'll manage.
I
somehow.
hope so. Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you could get through the IB program, which if you can get through DP, you can definitely get into a university and can definitely get through the first year of university.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of thoughts towards university, and this is why we think this is probably going to be some sort of series.
Yeah.
It's like,
And we should do with the other members as well. So
on their experiences too.
We're all going to different places, all different.
Anna wants to go to
majors.
Canada, so she can talk about that.
I don't know where Didiko wants to go. Where's
I don't know.
Sonakshi actually?
Sonakshi, I think, wants to go to the States.
Oh, right. She's
It's like everywhere. I think UK, States, or Europe.
Yeah.
So we should definitely do this again.
Mm-hmm.
Expect a part 2.
Yeah.
More like application stuff like that, because
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
it's
also
also
statements. Yeah.
point is, what I want to say is, do your research, especially if you're going into DP, because like even what you think you might do, you might not end up doing it. So any like career path that you even might be interested in, you should research about it, like subject requirements, toka, like
Yeah, I mean, with the DP, choosing subjects, I say just do whatever interests you. If that subject sorry, my window's open. So if you just take the subjects you enjoy, because that's most likely what you'll do, is what someone told me, and that is very true.
Yes,
very true.
Actually, there's no more math studies anymore, so.
I think there's also subjects that you take that really, like, for me, I wasn't planning on taking chemistry, but now that I did take chemistry, I'm really happy because I think chemistry is the science subject that I enjoy the most, which I would have not said last year. Like, I would have not said that last year. So there are also stuff that really comes to you when you, like, open your mind about a lot of things. So
I mean, let's be real. Not everyone enjoys all 6 subjects, anyways. So just try. So I mean, like, when you're debating over should I do just try
economics. I feel like people should know. I'm just saying. A year ago, me would have been like, "What are you saying?" But right now, I genuinely enjoy economics. I probably will apply to one of the economics major in in some Japanese school. Yeah. So
economics or med.
Open up.
That is Michiko's question.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like it's kind of sad that you have to. I mean, especially what society tells you, that you have to get a job, you have to go to university, you have to study. You know,
I mean, if you don't get a job, if you don't have some sort of source of income, you can't really live in society.
I know, but I want to be a farmer and just feed myself.
If you want to be a farmer, go be a farmer.
I want to be a farmer and have, like, cattle and just live with my animals on the farm and grow my own vegetables and go surfing or something, or, you know, I don't really surf, but to go surfing, you know, like, have, like, a self-sustaining life.
That's a whole vibe.
But I also need, like, electricity. I mean, I can just sell my vegetables. I want to own a farm. But yeah.
Farmers are underpaid.
Underpaid. But then if I had to pay more for vegetables, then my family would die. Not die. They would suffer. And I think a lot of families would suffer if they had to pay more for vegetables.
I think this would lead to a whole other topic, which probably would involve climate change and veganism. So let's just stop.
Economics.
Yeah. So we should probably just stop here.
I'll just be like a world-known economist, and I'll try and make this world a better place.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I want to actually work in those, like, education sectors. Because, like, I personally think that the Korea's education system is quite not preferable for the students, I guess. Like, it's good for the society because, like, for Korean society, because it's, like, easy to examine who's, like, smart and who's not. But, like, there are, like, Asian countries should open their mind and be like, not just because they're smart in education, like, just because they're smart in like their education or class doesn't mean that they're, like, smart in real life and, like, in their life as well.
That's very true. Life skills and school skills aren't the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's the same in Japan. Japan and Korea is similar like that.
Again, totally different topic.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But, you know, no, it's fine. It's just, like, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
There's so many problems in this world. And I mean, a lot of what we live in today is relatively new. So, I mean, of course, there's going to be room for improvement. So I think,
especially now with the whole COVID thing, especially now.
So, you know, I think. I mean, we complain about it a lot, but there's, you know, I mean, I think we just have to give it some time. I mean, of course, there's something that can be fixed right now. But, you know, I don't really know where I was going with that, but, you know.
We'll continue this soon then.
So, That's it for today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down
said that.
below. I don't know.
Hopefully by the time, I don't know. I was going to say, hopefully by the time this is up, we have figured out Apple or Spotify. But we'll see. You'll know. You'll know if you're watching this or listening to this.
Yeah, you will.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
day or night. Okay.